Welcome to the third video in our series on how to use our breath to break free of the prison of anxiety and stress. Thanks to everyone for watching the first two videos. We've got a great response to them. In the first video, we learned to use a very simple breathing technique to deal with stress and anxiety when it's just about to overwhelm us, or it feels like it is overwhelming us. You know those feelings, those really unpleasant situations and the feelings we get from them when our heart is pounding and our mind is full of anxious thoughts and our stomach is churning. We learn to use a very simple way of breathing called box breathing to deal with that and to find peace and calm in amongst all that chaos. In the second video, we went deeper. We looked at a way of breathing that helps prevent stress from taking a hold. Helps us deal with long-term stress and anxiety. And the way we do that is a very simple and effective breathing technique called the vagus nerve breathing. And with the vagus nerve breathing, our focus is on the exhale, and after a few minutes of exhaling, we can feel the heart rate drop, we can feel the blood pressure go down, we can feel the body feeling safe again. And then it's able to deal with all those pressures that it faces. And in this video, we're going to take those two breathing techniques, we're going to combine them in a very simple and effective daily breathing practice that you can do. It'll only take a few minutes. It's very simple and very effective. And if you've come this far, you're probably already thinking that you should do a little bit of breathing with focus and intent every day. Of course, we breathe 20,000 times a day, but we're not usually thinking about it. And when we do put our attention and focus on it, it changes. So there's two ways that we can live our life that we've talked about in the other videos. The first way is that we deal with the stresses and struggles of life in a superficial way. They come at us and they come at us and they come at us, and slowly over days and weeks and years, the effects start to take their toll. Our health deteriorates, our mind's ability to be calm and focused deteriorates, our body is full of inflammation, causes pain, it causes suffering. On the other path, we're doing a little bit of conscious breathing every day, breathing with focus and intent. And because of that, our mind is open and free and clear and focused. Our body is loose and healthy, hormones are balanced, inflammation is going down, and we feel that we've broken free from that prison of stress. And because of that, we are happier and we are stronger and we are healthier. So that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to take that daily practice, explain it to you, show it to you, help you practice it so you have it then, and you can start to transform how you feel and you think just by breathing. So as before in the other videos, we're going to leave the beautiful hillside here and the seaside, and we're going to go back to the enchanted forest, the studio that is called the Enchanted Forest, to get deep into this breathing. Let's go. So we're back in the Enchanted Forest. By the magic of video, we've jumped from the top of Killiney Hill straight down into the magic forest, the Enchanted Forest. Before I started breathing with intent and focus every day, I used to wake up and I'd be exhausted. I'd wake up and my sleep hadn't refreshed me. I'd wake up and my mind would be cluttered, full of things to do and people to see, and just racing. So much so that before I even got off the pillow, my head up off the pillow, I was already tired. Which is a difficult way to start your day. Already stressed and already tired. Now though, the opposite is true. Because I'm breathing with intent and focus for 10, 15, 20 minutes every day, it's different. I wake up and I'm refreshed. My sleep is deep and satisfying. I wake up and my body feels light and energized. I wake up and my My mind is clear, focused. So today we're going to look at creating a daily breathing practice for you. So in the 2 videos before this, we looked at 2 different breathing techniques. The first one is called box breathing. Box breathing is used when we are in a situation where we feel like we're going to be overwhelmed by stress and anxiety, or we are overwhelmed by stress and anxiety. It's a very simple and effective way of breathing that dampens down the activity of the brain, the mental chatter, the anxiety. And it also changes the body. The body shifts down into the parasympathetic part of the nervous system, the part of the nervous system that helps us feel safe. And when we're feeling safe, the body starts to regenerate, it starts to heal, it starts to restore itself. And box breathing is done like this. So follow along with me. Breathing in for a count of 2 and 3, and then holding our breath for a count of 2, 3. Exhaling down for 2, 3. Holding for 2, 3. Breathing with me now deeply in for 2 and 3, and holding now for 2, 3. Exhaling down for 2 and 3, and holding for 2, 3. Last round, breathing in for 2, 3, holding for 2, 3. Exhaling down for 2 and 3, and holding for 2 and 3. And let the breath go, and just let your breathing slowly return to normal. If we do this breathing for a few minutes, we'll feel the changes nearly immediately. It's like a break on that panic, a break on that chaos that we feel. And we can use that anytime we're feeling those sensations, like your heart is going to burst out through your chest and your mind is going over and over and over things. That's box breathing. In our second video, we used vagus nerve breathing. Vagus nerve breathing is slightly different. Still simple, still highly effective. Vagus nerve breathing is breathing in and then exhaling all the way out without any forcing or pressure. And then when we feel the urge to breathe, we breathe in again and we exhale all the way out. It's so simple. Let's practice it now together. Breathing in, exhaling all the way out. Breathing in gently. Exhaling. Breathing in. Exhaling. Twice more, gently, slowly in. Final time, breathing in. Exhaling all the way out. So this breathing we can use to prevent stress and anxiety and fear from grabbing a hold of us. So we have something on the horizon that's coming and we might feel anxious about it and start worrying about it. We can use this vagus nerve breathing to activate the vagus nerve, which reduces the heart rate, blood pressure in the body goes down, the body starts to feel safe. And when we feel safe like that, the mind becomes clear and we can adapt to whatever situation that we're facing. Both of these techniques are highly effective. But when we combine them together, they have deeper, longer lasting benefits. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to combine box breathing and vagus nerve breathing together in a very simple, highly effective breathing practice for you to use. So you can deal with stress and anxiety. You can deal with worry and nerves and uncertainty and fear. You can learn how to deal with all of these things simply by breathing a little bit every day. Now I know you're probably thinking, we breathe a lot every day. Yes, we breathe about 20,000 times a day, and most of it, thankfully, is without us thinking. But when we grab a hold of that breath and we change that breath, all of a sudden we have access to parts of our nervous system, parts of our immune system, parts of our brain that before science discovered it a few years ago, within the last 10 years, it was thought that it was impossible that we would have this control over our bodies. So our breathing practice is going to be this. We're going to be breathing for maybe 3 or 4 minutes using box breathing. Then we're going to breathe for 3 or 4 minutes using vagus nerve breathing. And there is your simple, highly effective daily practice that you can use to free yourself from all that anxiety and nervousness and fear. Just by doing this every day, and it's not that long, 10 minutes, less, you will start to take control of how you feel and how you think. So to help you do that, we're actually going to do it together. I will guide you through the whole thing now, and at any stage, if you want to do it, all you have to do is rewind to this part of the video and play it, and off you go. So sitting nice and comfortably, sitting down or lying down, somewhere comfortable. And as I said in the previous video, the only exception to this breathing is if you have epilepsy. So if you have epilepsy, it's advised that you don't do this, just because we're activating the vagus nerve, and that can be a problem for people with epilepsy. So making yourself nice and comfortable. We're going to breathe in, breathing in now for a count of 2 and 3, and holding the breath now for a count of 2, 3. Breathing down for 2, 3. Holding now for 2, 3. Breathing in for 2, 3. Holding the breath for 2, 3. Exhaling down now for 2 and 3. Holding the breath now for 2, 3. Deeply inhaling for 2 and 3. Holding the breath for 2 and 3. Exhaling down for 2 and 3. Holding the breath for 2 and 3. Now deeply in for 2, 3, and extending to 4, and holding the breath now for 2, 3 and 4. Exhaling down for 2, 3 and 4. Holding the breath for 2, 3 and 4. Breathing in for 2, 3, 4. Holding again here for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling down for 2, 3, 4. Holding the breath now for 2, 3, 4. 2 more rounds. Breathing in for 2, 3, 4, holding the breath now for 2, 3, 4, exhaling down for 2, 3, and 4, holding the breath for 2, 3, and 4. Deeply in last time for 2, 3, 4, holding the breath now for 2, 3, 4, exhaling down for 2, 3, 4, holding the breath now for 2, 3, and 4. Gently breathing in, no holding, exhaling all the way out. At your own pace, breathing in, exhaling fully. Breathing in, exhaling. Breathing in, your focus on a long, smooth exhale. And continuing to breathe like this, gently breathing in, exhaling all the way out. The focus now is on the long exhale, breathing in and exhaling. Continuing to breathe like this. The breath in is gentle. The exhale is long and smooth. Finding a pace of breathing that suits you. Breathing in. Exhaling. Breathing in. And as you exhale, letting the body go as you exhale. And as you breathe in, releasing any tension you feel in the body as you exhale. Breathing in. Exhaling. 3 more times like this. Breathing in. Exhaling. Breathing in. Exhaling. Final time. Breathing in. And exhaling all the way out. And when you get to the end of that exhale, I want you to just rest now for a moment. Let your body rest. Let your mind slowly unwind. And just enjoy this feeling of the benefits of just a few minutes of breathing. And when you're there, resting, close your eyes if they're open, or if you're still closing them, let your eyes remain closed. And I want you to imagine now for a moment, we're going to visualize something for a moment. I want you to, with your eyes closed, now imagine what it would be like to be able to deal with stress as it comes at you by using your breath. Can you imagine the confidence that'll give you going into social situations or difficult situations, knowing that you can use your breath to deal with whatever stress comes your way. And I want you to imagine now being able to use your breath to prepare for difficult situations that are coming your way in a calm way, without nervousness, without worry. Being able to use your breath to stay peaceful and calm so you can put your energy and focus into whatever it is you have to do rather than worrying. And I want you to imagine for a moment being able to at will use your breath to keep your body calm and keep the mind calm. And again, with your eyes closed, visualizing deep restorative sleep, restful sleep, from being able to use your breath to bring yourself down into a place where the body is feeling safe and sound. I want you to now imagine the freedom of the mind when it's unleashed from anxious thoughts and anxious patterns. And when you combine all of those things, you get a sense what it would be like to be free from stress and anxiety. And you know, it's all of those things. And that's why companies all over the world, big global companies that you know and use their products all the time, that's why they've brought me on to help their staff deal with pressure and uncertainty and fear, especially during these strange times that we live in. So just to help you take what we've learned today, this very simple breathing practice, and to make it a little bit more a part of your life. So when's the ideal time to do your breathing? For me, I like to get up a little bit early and do my 10 or 15 or 20 minutes breathing in the morning. It gets me ready for the day. My mind feels clear, my body feels loose and ready. Stress levels are low, energy levels are rising. For me, that's a great time to do it. But you might be more of an evening person, so you might like to do your breathing in the evening time. The most important rule, if there is a rule, is to find whatever time suits you. We all live relatively busy lives. So wherever you can find a little moment or two, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, to do a little breathing like this with consciousness and with intent and focus, then do it then. And how often to do it? Well, ideally you'll find a little time every day. Because you know what? The struggles and the suffering of life, they don't really take a day off. So we have to be prepared and breathing in a way that helps us deal with those. So a little bit every day works. And what happens if you miss a day? Be kind to yourself. This isn't another thing to beat yourself with. Breathing like this should be seen as beneficial, but also as a pleasure. Time just to breathe. It's so simple. It's so pleasurable. So if you miss a day or two, don't worry. The most important thing is, when are you going to start back? These breathing techniques that we've talked about in these videos are a very powerful way to transform your everyday life. Imagine how it would feel to know with confidence that you can deal with whatever stress and anxiety comes your way. There's a freedom in that. Imagine knowing that no matter what happens, no matter how nervous you become or how worried you become, that you have the tools then to dampen that down and to not waste that energy on things such as worrying or being fearful. Imagine how that would free you up to explore other things and to try other things and not be held back by anxiety. Imagine how much healthier and stronger your body will be when it's not tense and stressed, when that immune system of yours is working perfectly, and that digestive system of yours is working, and that cardiovascular system of yours is working. Imagine how different, imagine how free and healthy you'll feel. Imagine as well that beautiful, deep, dark, restorative sleep you'll have because you'll be doing a little bit of breathing every day. And imagine being free from all that chaos in the mind, all that panic in the mind, all that stress in the body. Imagine that. By controlling our breath, we take control of our feelings, and we take control of our thoughts, and we take control of how we react to pressure. And really, that gives us control of our life. And that's the goal of my upcoming online course. It's called Free from Stress and Anxiety. I'll tell you about that soon. And enrollment for it begins later next week. I'll tell you about that as well. But for now, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your attention. And please let me know how you get on with this breathing. Let me know how you're using it and how it's making you feel by leaving a comment below.